Hi guys, welcome to my channel. In this video, we are going to look at a game played between Liren and Gukesh. This is the second classical game played between Liren and Gukesh. This game is taken from the tournament Tata Steel Masters 2024, which happened in Netherlands around January 15, 2024. I think this is the round 3 between Liren and Gukesh. Gukesh played the white pieces and Liren defended with the black pieces. This game is so fascinating that I want you guys to watch this game and see the attacking strength of Liren. In the upcoming FIDE World Chess Championship that will happen soon, you see, Gukesh has actually exhibited strength and endurance and a lot of conviction, showing that he's going to win the FIDE World Chess Championship. However, Liren on the second hand uh, have been reserved and has not been doing well in the recent tournament. So I think this game is a reminder to those who's doubting Liren ability to actually fight on the chessboard. I'm not being controversial. I'm trying to make you guys look at the two players on their strength and weakness. It is clear that Gukesh is playing at his best following his performances from the just concluded Olympiad. Liren, on the other hand, did not perform well. Well, this game can prove some point. Let's check out this game and enjoy the beauty the game has to offer. Before we look at this game, let's look at some information from the tournament. This tournament was a 14-player single round robin tournament, meaning that there are 13 rounds with each player facing each other once. In this tournament, the regulations include for time control, there was 100 minutes for first 40 moves, followed by 50 minutes for all remaining moves, plus a 30-second increment per move from move 1. Players got 1 point for a win, half point for a draw, and 0 points for a loss. Okay, so I do not know where this particular game belongs to, whether a tie break or not, or is just from the classical games. However, when I searched for games between Gukesh and Liren, I had this list and I saw this game. I was interested to show this game. Gukesh played the white pieces against Liren, who defended with the black pieces. So he went on with pawn to e4. Ding played pawn to e5, knight to f3 attacking the pawn, knight to c6 defending that pawn, bishop to c4 going for the Italian game, knight to f6, we have d3 defending the pawn. In this position, we have the 2-9 defense in the Italian game. So after bishop to c5, c3 comes up, going for center dominance. After d6, a4, a5, bishop to g5. Bishop to g5 pins the 9 to the queen at the moment. Liren decides to kick this bishop away with pawn to h6. Gukesh kept the bishop back on h4, still maintaining the pressure on this particular diagonal. Bishop to a7, knight to a3, queen to e7, knight to b5, going after this dark squared bishop. Liren decides to keep the bishop on b6 for safety. Queen to b3, doubling forces to attack the f7 pawn and mobilizing the strength of the queen. G5, attacking the bishop. Bishop moves to g3 for safety. In this position, the rook has access to this semi-open g file. Here, Liren decides to castle. Gukesh also castled long side, knight to h5, going after this dark squared bishop. d4 comes up, pawn takes on d4. In this position, knight can actually take the pawn with a system to defend this e4 pawn with pawn to f3. Check out this variation. In this position here, if queen takes, then knight can take this pawn, attacking the queen. If pawn takes, queen takes the bishop, which is playable. However, if queen does not take that pawn and the Liren decides to keep his bishop safe by moving the bishop to c5, then Gukesh can just systematically defend this pawn here with pawn to f3. That's a good idea actually. Well, it keeps the center tight. In the game actually, what went on was after pawn takes pawn on d4, it was the knight here on b that took the pawn on d4. The game continued after pawn push to g4, attacking this knight. Knight goes to h4 for safety. Bishop takes on d4, pawn takes on d4, queen takes the pawn on e4. Rook on h to e1 attacking the queen. Queen to h7. Rook to d2, bishop to d7. This pawn looks free at the moment and can be captured by the queen. However, if queen takes, there's a line that continues like this. Knight to b4, mobilizing forces towards the white king. The knight has come, the queen is already there, and all sorts of ideas. If queen takes, this is a trouble because now the bishop can take. The rooks are coming. Then you notice that the queen is aligned on the same file with the king. This smells trouble. So in the game, Gukesh actually delayed taking this pawn. What he did was bishop to d3 first, attacking the queen and blocking off this diagonal to the king. Queen moves to safety. We have bishop to f5. In this position, it seems like this pawn can be captured. However, there's a line with knight takes pawn. Rook would take the knight. Then if queen takes the rook, bishop takes bishop. The trade looks good, but computer gives this as an advantage for white. In the game, what actually continued was bishop takes bishop on f5. Knight takes the bishop, attacking the queen. Queen goes to safety on g5. This move pins the rook and also attack the knight. How do you defend this? Well, Gukesh went on with an idea with queen to b5, holding and defending the knight and activating the queen, still putting eye on this pawn. Rook on f to e8, activating a rook, rook to e3, knight to g7, knight takes knight on g7, king takes on g7, d5 comes up, attacking this knight. Here, rook takes rook first, pawn takes the rook, knight to b4. This particular pawn is under attack. Then what to do? Queen takes the pawn first on b7, attacking the rook. The Liren decides to keep the rook on e8, supporting in attacking this particular pawn. Now the pawn is attacked twice from the queen and the rook. How do you defend that pawn? This is an idea from Gukesh. He thought to defend the pawn with an attack. Bishop to f4, queen to f5 for safety, queen to b5. This is a double attack, attacking the rook, attacking the pawn. What to do? This is where the Liren became very creative. What did he do first? He went on with knight to a2 check. He checks the king. The king cannot come to a square like this because the queen is there, cannot go here. So only square is king moving over to d1. He penetrated with queen to b1 check. King has to move. King moved. Now watch this creative idea and a deceptive approach. He leaves this rook for Gukesh in this position and this pawn and went after a checkmate a1. If Gukesh fell for this trick by taking this rook, then knight to c1 is checkmate in one. So what did Gukesh do? In the game, Gukesh actually spotted a way out, but this way out also gave attacking chances to Liren, who spotted it. Gukesh went on with king to d3 to have breathing spaces for the king. Now the king can run via this square or this particular square, or even this square. Knight still cover this square. So Ding went on with knight to b4 check first, harassing the king. King goes to d4, queen to e1, attacking this rook. Rook to d3. This knight at the moment is stronger than this rook. So it will be somehow you have this particular attacking forces and this. So you have the knight supporting the queen. Taking the rook at this moment is not a great decision. So what did the Liren do here? When what he did was queen to e2. This is a waiting move and a move that threatens to take this pawn with check with a threat of checkmate too. So Gukesh tried to hold with rook to c3, defending in case after taking this pawn, the king will be guarded, then he can capture this rook. However, Ding with his clear calculation went on with queen to d2 check. King moved to c4, rook to e4 penetrates and checks the king. In this position here, this game ended. I do not know if it is time that went on or Gukesh resigned. However, if you have an idea of what happened in this position, if you watch the real game, feel free to drop it in the comment section. So the game ended here and Liren with the black pieces and with this great attack won this classical game between him and Gukesh. Let's check out how this game would have ended if there was a continued variation. Let's look at a prospective variation rather. This is a check to the king. The king has this square to go to. So if king goes to a square like this, then queen to d1 check. If king goes to a3 for hiding, then queen to a1 check comes up. King goes in, queen to a2 is checkmate. Thank you for watching.